Greetings, friends. Hope that you all are doing well. We are going into the midst of summer, and as we enter summer, we also enter this interesting period of time leading up to the fast day of Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. And the 9th of Av represents the mourning over the loss of the temple, the holy temple in Jerusalem, the Beit HaMikdash, and the destruction of that temple, as well as many other really horrible events that have taken place over the millennia on this day. And what I've been learning about it recently, which I knew at some point but never really got deep into, is that there are these 3 weeks of rebuke leading up to Tisha B'Av. And they're all, we're invited to be into this place of mourning and not to be in joy, and really to be contemplating the grief of this destruction of the temple. And then immediately following that come these 7 weeks of comfort, which I didn't really know too much about. But the 7 weeks of comfort are 7 weeks following Tisha B'Av that lead right into Rosh Hashanah, right into the Jewish New Year. And so I've been digging around to learn a bit more about it, and I'm finding some pretty profound things that are coming through. So we have these 3 weeks of mourning that lead up to the 9th of Av and the destruction of the temple, and both temples. And what does it really mean? What does the temple really signify? It's not just this building where they did sacrifices and the priests did their practices. The Beit HaMikdash really represents the house of God, and really what that represents is our connection with the divine. So what we're really mourning is the loss of connection, is the destruction of connection with the divine, right? This hiddenness that we talk about on my channel here of the divine, and our disconnection from experiencing the presence of God, experiencing ourselves as being intimately connected with the divine, and just living in this sort of disconnected paradigm, this matrix reality of sleep and disconnection, not truly knowing ourselves, not truly knowing and embodying why we're here, who we are and why we're here, what this entire experience of reality is about. And so we're invited through this tradition, through this time, to really focus in on that and focus in, building up. We have the 3 weeks that culminate with the 9 days that culminate with Tisha B'Av, that really building up to this experience of really, really connecting with the loss and the grief of being disconnected from God, being disconnected from our souls and our daily lives. And to truly, truly feel that. And then what's so beautiful, this connection with the preceding, with the following 7 weeks of comfort, is that this is the process. Like, we need to really feel the grief of disconnection to then open to the joy of connection and the comfort of being connected to God. So when we truly feel that loss and grief of our disconnection, that is a medicine. That is what can open our hearts to be and feel more connected with the divine. And that is exactly the point to lead us up to Rosh Hashanah, the new year, the renewal of the year, the renewal of our contracts with our souls and contracts with the divine, our commitments to God and commitments to our spiritual practices. It's so perfect, right? We need to feel and be deeply grieving the disconnection to then blossom open into the space of connection and renewal and union with the divine. The king is in the field. The king, God, is now during Rosh Hashanah is more experienceable. The presence is more available, even though obviously it's available all the time. But with our collective consciousness and with our collective intentions, we actually create more availability through these collective practices. So it's just a beautiful spiritual architecture that I'm just getting more familiar with, and I wanted to share that with you all, and would love to hear any comments that you might have or any questions that come up. So wishing you a beautiful Shabbat as we are in the 3 weeks on our way to Tisha B'Av, and then into this period of the 7 weeks of comfort, culminating on Rosh Hashanah. I'm going to hopefully do some new challenges for this period of time, because it's just another wonderful opportunity. So hope you'll join me in that, and wish you well. Many blessings.